in your somewhat restless sleep, trying to actually get some rest in before the next sunrise, you can almost feel like kind of around your neck, like almost like a tickling sensation. As almost if something is moving, and as you're just trying to kind of ignore it and go back to sleep, things start to get noticeably warmer and warmer. And after you're like, okay, who the hell started a fire in here? You're starting. If you could sweat, you would. It's not as uncomfortable as it would be necessarily for other people, but even for you being a UNT, it's a very noticeable temperature change. Like, all right, who started a fire?
Oh, I died in my sleep and I'm in hell. Oh, wonderful. The peaceful way I could go. Okay, time to face my demons.
As you open your eyes, you're not in the hut anymore. You are in a desert. As you can see, hear the whistle on the wind. Rolling sand dunes going far off into the distance. And you basically kind of stand up, looking around. You don't see much out here, save for, basically looking down your feet. Eventually you do hear a meow. And you look down and you see Paimon, at least the white cat, just kind of sitting there, looking up at you.
Paimon, be very honest with me. Did I die by those ants and this is my purgatory?
He holds up his left paw.
I forget which one that was. Was that left or right? Vetzel just holds left for yes, right for no.
Holds up his left again.
Okay, so I'm not dead. At least, I don't think so. And I am in a desert. I've had really bad trips in my day, but this takes the cake. What is happening?
As you're trying to start looking around and, get your bearings of what's happening here, roll me a perception check. So, as at this point, I'll actually reveal what at the very least Vetzel sees.
Also, chat, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be the center of attention. It's just Vetzel is an actor.
Yeah, this was very much a series of particular events and lined up just perfectly. As you're looking out at basically along the horizon, looking out at what sand and rock is out here in this desert, you see in front of you this.
Oh.
And trying to get your bearings looking out at the rolling dunes, it's hard to tell where the sand dunes end and the sky begins. And
Nature, be very honest, did you get that from the Magic AI art app?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, as you taking a moment to actually process what your brain is seeing, you're realizing how weird this place is. The peripheral of your basically the further it gets from the center of your vision going towards your peripheral, the blurrier it gets. And as your eyes turn over to focus on a particular point, it becomes clearer again, seeing the grains of sand. However, no matter where you look, the borders of your vision are almost misty and foggy and blurry.
This is bizarre. Vetzel just slaps himself in the face to make sure it's real. Ah! Fuck! Okay, so this is some magic bullshit. Okay, just wanted to, get that out the way. So I'm not high. This is actually happening. Oh god, I'm in a desert. I mean, I'm a UNT, so this is fine. I should enjoy the desert, but oh god, it's so hot. Why am I here? I don't live near a desert.
Paimon kind of basically brushes at part of the sand dune and kind of points forward with its one paw. And you look off in the direction now, you actually manage to notice almost this stone obelisk isn't the right word, but still this raw slab of rock that seems to be jutting out of the sand dunes. And even with a 19, it's hard to tell size and distance as to how far away or how big it is.
This is something that's meant to happen. Don't be afraid of dying, be afraid of not living. And he just picks up Paimon and starts heading towards the stone structure.
Yeah, as you pick up Paimon, they're just oh, okay, we're going. as you start slithering in that direction. And as you start moving, I'd like you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
18.
You're as this is continuing on, you're realizing more and more how hot desert even is. As much as you don't really sweat your body trying to do whatever it can to cool itself off, and you're realizing now just how fucking far away that slab of rock is. And Paimon surprisingly doesn't like. You would think with the fur brushing up against you, it would impact some of the heat and whatnot, but like, at the very least, there is no noticeable distinction, and Paimon just seems like fine. They don't seem to be complaining, at the very least, as they're just kind of looking around.
Can Vetzel, like, fish out his water skin and see if this even fixes anything?
You try to start drinking. Not really.
Okay, so this is personal. This is not real thirst. This is magic thirst. Okay. Where is that music coming from? It's like Tuesday night at the club. I don't understand.
I'll say for this, you don't hear the music in your head.
Oh, good. I was worried how crazy that's
No. It's less that you hear music, but now that you listen with the 19 on the wind, you do hear whispers, but they're so inaudible and so far away, it's hard to make out.
I'm about to Boba Fett this shit and get a friends with Tusken Raiders. Oh my god. He's just gonna try and persevere and keep going towards the stone thing.
Alright, in that case, roll me another wisdom save. 3. As, trying to slither your way forward across the dunes, it's weird, like, the end of your tail is starting to feel, like, weak and starting to give. Like, as if you'd been walking for hours at this point, which, at this point, you're not really sure how much time is even passing out here with how long you've been walking. And, like, your throat, it feels like your throat is full with salt. Like, with how, like, dry and parched you feel. Your head's starting to get, hazy and throbbing from whatever, heat is just raining down on you from the sun overhead. But at the very least, the pillar seems to be getting closer.
Okay, can Vetzel, like, pray to see if anything fucking answers? He's not even praying to his god, he's seeing if anything fucking listens to him at this point.
In that case, roll me a d20. 16.
He's just seeing if he can get any reception in this place, or if this is his own personal fucking place.
Yeah. As you start praying, you almost watch as Paimon actually basically jumps out of your hands, and just kind of like starts looking around for a minute, like kind of trying to process. Before, they actually start digging.
Please be water, please be water, please be anything.
As much as, trying to dig through sand and trying to keep it from basically just caving back into the hole. Then slowly but surely you're starting to make some kind of connection before eventually Paimon just meow and like basically tries to jump in before there's a sudden just gush. It's hard to tell whether or not what's spewing out of the out of whatever geyser or whatever this is snow, but at the very least there's like this burst of refreshment and restoration. Just kind of like there's like at least a pulse of cool going across your body to at least help satiate some of the heat.
Thank God.
But as you're looking down, basically, like kind of looking at it as it's sifting through your fingers, it's hard to tell the difference of whether it's snow or sand as it just kind of slips through your fingers and back into the dunes.
I ask if anyone's listening, and I see snow in the desert, and I'm not even sure if that's what I'm looking at. You know what? I say pillar hole, and he just picks up Paimon and keeps going.
Paimon goes to start walking on their own before you just pick up, back up again, and start slithering. In that case, the next one, roll me another wisdom save with advantage.
I'm gonna use inspiration, because I don't fucking trust this.
Okay, that's a 15. If you want to re-roll to see if it gets higher. 16! Okay. As you're making your way forward, as much as that cool has, of course, helped, your throat still feels very dry. And eventually the heat starts to creep up back on you again. However, as it's starting to get back into very uncomfortable territory, you're getting closer and closer to the pillar until eventually you're looking at it you're at the base. You can place your hand against the stone.
Okay. I feel so dry. What I would give for a cocktail back at the bar. Okay. Okay. Do you think the pillar's listening? Is this like a old god kind of thing, or is
Paimon
this
jumps down and like starts like scratching at like the rock and like kind of looking back up at you and like looking up higher.
Okay. Either you're telling me to climb this, or you're telling me to hit it. Neither? Okay.
As you're like kind of like looking at this rock in front of you, you actually see now directly, basically right in front of your, about eye level with your face, you do see, looks like some kind of engravings in the rock.
Can I try and read the engravings?
This is not a language that you recognize.
Can I roll history to see if I at least recognize like what it is?
This could, sure, absolutely.
Because if I look at Arabic, I can tell it's Arabic. I just can't read it.
You have no fucking clue. Your mind is hazy. Your head's starting to throb again. Like, it's your head is trying to like basically get your sense together to even look at this. Like, oh, that's writing, I think.
That L looks like an orc, but the R looks like a fucking tiefling. Okay.
And Paimon seems like basically close to the paw and starts like basically like rubbing at the sand, looking at the not digging as they were before, but almost like basically like kind of swiping. Paimon like leaps back up and like jumps onto your backpack. I will say you still have all of this. You have still all of your equipment on you, and seems to be kind of like basically like making toe beans and like basically kneading into that.
Vetzel takes off his backpack and puts it on the floor so Paimon can hopefully help him figure out what the fuck to do.
Sifting through and realizing, like, just kind of giving like a grunt of half dissatisfaction, I presume. Yeah. They go to like basically bite at like the hem of your shirt and like are trying to rip off a piece.
Vetzel takes part of his garment and rips it off and hands it to him.
Okay. Paimon takes it in their teeth, and like pulls out a torch, and it's like basically pinning down the piece of fabric and like with their teeth basically trying to like tap at the cloth.
One paw up for one, two paws up for two. Do you want me to set that on fire or use it differently?
They hold up two paws for now, for differently.
Okay, it's differently. Do you want me to use the charcoal on the symbol?
They immediately start nodding aggressively.
Okay, thank God. Okay. Vetzel takes the cloth, rubs a little charcoal on it, and rubs it on the symbol.
they're like,
no? Okay. Okay. Not that. Okay.
They pat at the symbol, and then pat basically like pointing at your hand, where that's holding like the charcoal and the fabric. I'll say at this point, roll a wisdom save as the heat's starting to get to you.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I'm afraid of failing this.
12. It's getting harder to focus, but you're still able to hold on. You're beginning to think your time at the base of this pillar, as much as you're kind of in the shade, it's starting to become limited.
Okay. So don't put the charcoal in. I draw the symbol with the charcoal on the cloth.
There's this look of relief on
I'm
as much as
stupid.
Paimon can.
I'm sorry.
Like, thank God. And I'll say for the sake of this, as you're trying to like write the symbol properly, roll me a dexterity check to see how accurate of a picture you can get with your mind as hazy as it is. 17, surprisingly well. As at least you're able to just barely fit the entire string of symbols, which looks to be about a sentence, either a sentence or two looking at this, onto the piece of parchment in smaller like symbols and charcoal. After you're, like, as you're getting towards near the end, the heat is starting to get a bit too much, and you feel you need to leave.
Okay, I have this, and when I get up, wake up, or revive, or whatever the fuck, I'm going to write it properly on another piece of paper 3 times so I don't forget. What do I do now?
Roll another wisdom save. Alright, so that's an 8. As you're like, alright, what should I do now? As you can feel
this snake is just like, what do I? And then his face just face palms into the sand.
Yeah, as you take a face full of sand, the last thing you see as you're going down is Paimon's face, and as your face just hits the sand, you wake up bright and early, seeing like the god rays of sunshine kind of peeking through like the cracks of the door as you're awake in the morning. And you see Paimon, Paimon, for a moment was kind of sleeping before they slowly kind of start to move and slowly start to wake up next to you.
Do I still have the necklace?
You still have the necklace.
Can I go over to Gregory, shake him awake, and ask him if he has pen and pencil?
What? Pence? What?
Do you have something to write with and paper?
Let me... Zoman, do you got tape? He just moves over to... Like, Zoman is like basically like an arm's reach away. It's just... What? Pencil. What? I have a bit of charcoal to write with.
Give me.
Okay. He hands it over.
Vetzel takes it and he goes back to his corner with his back facing everyone, and he writes the same number of symbols at least 5 times.
Okay. All right. You write the sentence about 5 times, like on the wall, I presume, or
like on more paper. But then, like, he thinks to write it on the wall, but then he thinks he'll look crazy.
I was about to say, you don't really have any... The only paper that you really have is the quote-unquote sheet of fabric and maybe, like, the fern, the leaf that you're wrapped up in.
Okay, I go ask if... Yeah, I write it on the wall, and then I go ask if they have paper.
Okay. I mean, we have leaves. We don't really have... Most of any paper that I had before the shipwreck is probably waterlogged at the bottom of the ocean.
Wizard! You have spellbook.
I do. That is one of the few things that survived. At least I always keep that on my person.
May I have one paper, one page, please, just out the back of the book.
This is a magical item. I'm afraid trying to rip out a piece would not really work that well.
Just give here, and he like takes the book and like starts scribbling the.
Hey, wait!
Like the send.
I'll say make a contending either athletics or acrobatics against his to try to grab the fucking book from him.
You know what? No, Vetzel's gonna be nice, and he goes, "Can I write something in the back of it?"
What are you writing, please? We literally just woke up 10 seconds ago.
And I was in a fucking desert.
What?
My mouse is a cat. I have a necklace of a moth on my fucking neck that I don't remember bringing. And when I opened my eyes when I went to bed last night, I was in a fucking desert with a pillar of rock.
Roll a charisma check.
Because I'm looking insane right now.
Yes.
Okay, charisma. I have a +4 to charisma. Let's see if I don't fail.
With a 10, you hear Catwayne slowly picking up. Just give him what he wants so I can go back to sleep. Tossle does. It's like, right. Okay. As he just like looks, let me see what you wrote. As he just like starts waddling over towards the wall.
I don't know, but it was in the pillar that was in my vision, and I was in the desert. Ooh, question. So my water skin was full, but I took a sip of it in the desert. Can I check to see if the water is still there?
You start checking your pockets, you feel the water skin, and, uncorking it, looking in, the water level is slightly lower, and also in that same pocket, you feel the scrap of fabric that you wrote on.
This, I drank water in the desert, and now the water is missing from my canister. I wrote it on my clothes that I ripped off. Look, see, it's the same symbol.
That's splendid. Look, I am not in the mind to process this right now. I'll write it down, and after I wake up properly, I'll look at it more.
That is fine. My mouse is a cat. Vetzel is just running out the door to, like, scribble on as many fucking... Like, he is having a Witwiki moment from Transformers. He is just writing it everywhere he can.
And I'll say at this point, this effectively, like, starts to wake everyone else up at sunrise.
He's not writing it in the cavern.
No, I know, but just, like, this whole conversation. Because I don't know how quiet Vetzel's being right now. Both Puck, Amia, and Omen are awake, though Amia is immediately trying to go back to sleep.
Puck is gonna kind of wake up and eagerly kind of collect all of his things. Morning, Vetzel! And just run out. And it will be loud enough to potentially wake up other people in the area.
At this, Wit would wake up, yeah. And the others like, ugh.
With the man you saw have a depressing conversation with you now looks frantically panicked.
Puck is not going to pick up on any of the social cues and just go off to do his own thing.
Just, oh, poison! Just goes off.
Does anyone else recognize the language?
Yeah. And currently everyone is at a loss as to what the hell is happening.
Wit, if you go up to Vetzel, he is like almost shaking with how afraid he is of what's happened.
And as you're like kind of shaking, once again, Paimon, as the cat is like basically trying to brush up against you and is purring.
Well, why do you have a cat now?
Vetzel like sits up, like he snaps up. Wit, something's happened to me. I was crying last night, so I tried to wipe myself up and tried to sleep in the cabin with you guys. And when I woke up, Hyman was gone. He was just gone. And then this cat is here. And I first thought, oh, he's eaten my only friend. But no, I think Paimon is the cat.
Okay. What else happened?
Then Paimon got this like necklace, and he points to the necklace he's still wearing. He got it out of the fire, and it fit me perfectly, like it was made for me. And then I
at this point, Catwain just like gets up and walks over to you, and like they mutter an incantation for a moment, but like slap you across the face as they cast Cure Wounds. Well, it was a long rest, so you were back to full, but nonetheless. More just kind of knock senses into you.
Yeah. That's just goes, ow, freaking, can you not?
Focus.
Wait, can you read that thing over there?
Hang on, let me try and take a look. And she's gonna roll to figure out what the fuck it is.
And then I went to bed and I heard whispers and I woke up and I was in the desert, like actually in a desert, like I felt it. I even stopped myself and I was in a desert with a giant pillar and I ran to the pillar and there was.
Let him talk. Let him vent it out.
Celestial. I'm afraid I don't know the language myself, but I'm pretty damn sure this is a celestial of some description.
Would it be important information to say I am a martyr?
Oh, for fuck's sake. And she just kind of swears that under her breath, and, you know, people are, at this point, are just basically getting up for the morning. It's getting a bit of an earlier start to the day than anticipated. That's where we're going to end the session for tonight.
Wait. Wit was gonna yell out, "Hey, Angel," and try to get Puck to read it.
Okay, well, alright, in that case, okay, well, we can go a little bit longer if we want to try to pull real Puck back in.
Yeah, Puck is just like kind of outside, just like kind of setting up all of his little like tools and stuff, getting ready to tinker. But I assume I hear the call. Yeah. Yeah. What's up?
Come here. Read the thing.
I don't know if it's reading or not, but might as well try and ask you. Everyone else has tried.
You look at the wall where Vetzel's crazed scrawlings are currently expanding. As you see now, looks like Vetzel was writing over and over again, like on the wall. It is a single sentence, and it reads, "The path to enlightenment begins with a single thought." And that's where we're gonna end the session for tonight.
It was getting so good. It's like watching a series, like, and then it ends with a fucking cliffhanger.
Hold on, I'm trying to throw it in my notes. It's the path to enlightenment does what?
The path to enlightenment begins with a single thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, there is at least a link to the Discord in the Twitch channel if you guys want to pop into the grotto to talk about whatever the fuck just happened here, because I imagine, especially with some of the other players in other campaigns, they're gonna want to talk about this.
That was a good session.
Oh, did I step into the cinematic universe? Have I done
You
something?
Maybe.
You just went to a place that someone else has been.
Hold up.
Potentially.
Before we can continue.
I am a follower of Saint Genix, and I just went to a desert with a stone pillar.
No, and you're in contact with a ferryman as well, yes?
God damn it, of course this is only gonna make his crackpot theories go even deeper.
Yeah, I
this
hope
was
you enjoyed
session.
Snake going insane.
Thank you all.
Yeah,
At least
hope
Mono's
everyone
crackpot
enjoyed.
theory is not as crazy as mine.
Yeah, that's another thing. We'll get to it in general. Anyway, hope everyone enjoyed and
Good stream, guys.
Yeah, see you
Good
guys
session.
tomorrow.
Good stream.
Bye.
Bye.